It has not been that long, but I need advice again about the same topic. I called our primary doctor and told him about the problem. He seemed very concerned and wanted us to come see him the next morning. He said it was important to be gentle, but not feed into her delusions. I sat her down and we talked. All she wanted to discuss was when I would get the nursery started, that we were on a time crunch, how she had found a perfect color for the room, and how she wanted me to be more involved in her pregnancy. I tried to remain calm, but I was very perturbed by seeing her that way. I asked her to go to the doctor with me the next day. She said yes, that she wanted to check on the babies anyway. I took some advice you gave me about being calm and asking why she thought she was pregnant without calling her delusional. So I did. She kept changing subjects or saying that a mother just feels it. You wouldn't know how it is. I told her that I loved her very much and would never think of leaving her, but we needed to go to the doctor to confirm her gut feeling. She became very agitated and started crying, telling me that if I wanted to leave her, I should just leave, but I shouldn't call her a liar. Somehow, I managed to calm her down enough for her to go to sleep. After she did, I went on her computer. I never snoop on her, but I remembered a commenter pointing out forums about cryptic pregnancy, so I went to look. Oh boy. She was in 2 Facebook groups. One was a normal mommy Facebook group, and the other was a group about women who believed they were pregnant. In the normal group, she would post updates about her symptoms and pictures of her belly, sharing her story about how she was almost unable to have children, but thanks to the grace of God that kissed her tummy, the gift of life was given to her, and how she was compensated for all those years of suffering with twins. In the other group, the women were quite literally, insane. They were feeding into each other's delusions. One woman said she was almost 2 years pregnant, and that sometimes it just takes longer. My wife would post there, complaining about doctors who did not take her seriously, and about me. Many women were making her fear that I would leave. They said things like, men cannot stick with a woman. Many recounted their stories about how their marriages broke down because their spouses could not handle the pregnancy. I was really scared. I researched phantom pregnancies and read somewhere that it could also be a sign of schizophrenia. To say the least, I could not sleep. I was and am still very afraid of losing her. She woke up and I tried to act like nothing was wrong. We were going to the doctor, and it was as if nothing had happened the day before. She was convinced that we were going for a pregnancy checkup. Things got really bad when we began talking to the doctor. He was very tactful when speaking to my wife. He tried to explain to her that it was medically impossible for her to be pregnant. We tried to show her tests and the ultrasound we did the day before, but nothing worked. She became more agitated, crying and screaming at me for making her look like a crazy person. She started bouncing back and forth, holding her head with both hands. We could not calm her. She went into a full-on panic attack. She could not breathe. The doctor laid her down and tried giving her some medicine to help her relax, but it did not work, as he didn't have the necessary tools to treat a panic attack that severe. She had to go to the hospital, where they took care of her and did an EKG to rule out that she was suffering a heart attack. At that point, I had no other option but to inquire about involuntary commitment. I could not do it myself. I needed my doctor's statement that she was a danger to herself and others, and he had to initiate the process of an involuntary examination for 72 hours. After that, we would have to submit a written statement to the court to determine whether she could stay there against her will. So far, I have submitted all her posts in both Facebook groups, as well as the tests we did with timestamps when possible. My wife is 2 days into the 3-day examination, and I have had no contact with her. When I last saw her, she was furious with me. She said I was taking away her freedom, which I am. I feel horrible, dirty, and useless. She is so mad at me. I feel like I am abandoning her and don't know how she will ever forgive me for this. I love her with all my heart. I am afraid of what will happen if the courts decide that I can't commit her and how our life will be affected. I feel like I failed to protect her. At this point, I am just rambling. Sorry for the long post. I guess I just need to vent because I have no one else to really turn to who wants to listen. I feel judged by everyone and pitied. I just hate it. Sorry for any spelling mistakes. I will not leave my wife. When I gave my vows, I meant through illness and bad times. I am not only here for the good times. If you truly love someone, you will do whatever it takes to see them healthy again. Would you leave your spouse if they went through a severe physical illness? I am here to stay. I will not divorce her. She is not a psycho, she is sick. I hope no one you love ever has to go through this, because their support network will consist of cowardly people. Sorry for the rant. But if you want to suggest divorce, don't even bother. I understand people who make the choice to leave if the situation begins to affect their mental health, and I respect that, but I won't do that. My wife didn't have a heart attack. She was examined because panic attacks register with similar symptoms as heart attacks. I don't exactly know what our doctor gave her, as I was so distraught, but it was not a sedative. I think it was something along the lines of Valium or Valerian. Mostly over-the-counter stuff. She has family, but she is estranged from most of them. Her sister is now at our place to help. Also, please refrain from comments like, "I'll bet she will leave you. She is crazy. How did you marry her?" Because they are not helpful at all. Especially the bets that are going around that my wife will leave me once she gets better. It just seems like you want me to divorce. Get a life.